and reverses itself. Let me just check again, right? See if there's been any movement. Still showing the same number, so my app may not be. Oh, by the way, I'm running beta. For those of you who run public betas of Apple's new software updates, every summer in June, Apple introduces in beta the new operating system that they release in September. And they also allow the public, anybody who wants to sign up on a website to test it. Well, they're releasing the first public beta today of iOS 14. And I wanted to break that news to you in case you happen to be one who has participated in the public beta program before, or you've thought about it. This is the day to sign up. There's an Apple website, beta in the name of it, and you use to sign up if you want to participate in the public beta. And the public beta, it's stable enough. They'll tell you don't put it on your primary device yet, but I'm running beta 2 for the developer side. It's really stable. There are 250 new things in this operating system. A video was produced illustrating and demonstrating the over 250 new features, and it takes an hour and a half to watch it. It is loaded. No, it's a blog site that's put together. It's 9 to 5 Mac if you want to go find it. That means now Coco and his team will have the link at rushman1.com since I mentioned it. Selena Zito is a great American journalist and writer working out of Pittsburgh. She writes for a number of places, New York Post, Washington Examiner. She has a piece here at American Greatness. And since I never go for conventional wisdom, and I'm not a conformist, and I never, ever, you'll never find me in that mob of people where supposedly resides the conventional wisdom. Not that I purposely find out what it is and avoid it. I literally am not part of it. Whatever the groupthink is, it's been all my life. I'm not it. I'm always outside it. It's why I would never have succeeded in the corporate world. I can't conform enough. Just can't do it. I tried it for 5 years, and after the first 3, I was miserable. So I've always found myself in thinking and in opinion outside the conventional wisdom. And I've never understood why you want to think what everybody else thinks. I mean, habitually. Something that can't be avoided because certain things are just obvious. But as a matter of routine, I guess it's safe. And I guess it's a way to get admittance into a club, whatever the club is made up of. But I've never been able to just automatically end up in the conventional wisdom category. And one of the bits of conventional wisdom, every election, it doesn't matter, is the youth turnout is going to shock everybody and is going to send a Republican presidential candidate freely. Every 4 years. Every 4 years we are told this. That the youth are livid. In this case, we're talking about millennials and the generation behind them. That they're livid, they're fed up, they're not going to put up with it anymore, they're going to turn out, they can't wait, they hate Trump, they want to elect Biden, they want to get rid of the police, they look Black Lives Matter. And then the election happens, and you know what? They don't show up. The turnout of this magical youth vote never materializes, and yet, every 4 years, we are treated to how the youth vote is going to rock the nation. Well, Selena Zito's piece, American Greatness, senior citizens will be the deciding factor in 2020. And you know why? Because they always are. And you know why? Because no group turns out to vote in greater numbers, either in real numbers or as a percentage, than seasoned citizens. You know why that is? Because they've lived long enough to know the stakes. They've acquired enough knowledge, information, and wisdom to believe that their vote can actually matter. They know more than people 30 years younger than them, and that's not an insult. I mean, you can't replace 30 years of experience or 30 years of living. Now, we hear all the time that the youths are going to go out and they're going to vote against Trump, that they can't wait. Oh, and then we hear blacks are going to do that. Oh, yeah, the blacks of Black Lives Matter, then the Hispanics, and then the college-educated suburban women. Oh, yeah, and they hate Trump, and they can't wait to go, and they're going to get rid of Trump, and we're going to get rid of Trump in 2016. They couldn't wait to vote for Hillary. Now, Selena Zeta is telling us that it's going to come down to what I think may be the most screwed up, messed up generation in history. My generation, the baby boomers. You know what's wrong in this country, folks? The 60s never ended. That's what's wrong. We're still living the 1960s. We're still living the era of Bill Ayers and the Weather Underground, just under different names. They were never defeated. They just continue to plug away, and now they're Supreme Court justices, and they are college presidents, and they live and work in the State Department. They don't blow up buildings anymore. They get inside the buildings and corrupt what comes out of them. The baby boomers, who produced and educated the millennials. She writes, over the past several decades, Republican presidential candidates have been able to win the senior vote with only a couple of exceptions. The most important bit of information she talks about an ad here, a presidential ad, is her age. The woman in the ad is 82 years old, and strategists and experts agree that she and her peers may be the most important voting bloc in November's elections. Not the suburban soccer moms, not suburban security mom, not the NASCAR dad, and not the youths. And Washington, D.C.-based Democrat strategist John Lapp, who I never heard of, don't care, agrees. He says, quote, I do think that seasoned citizens are the key demographic, the key swing group who will decide this question. Right now, Donald Trump's numbers with them are cratering, and they're moving away from him. People that he used to be able to count on are not there for him. Into the statement. 4 years ago, Trump won seasoned citizens by 7 percentage points. In the latest Washington Post ABC News poll, Biden has a 10-point edge among registered voters nationally. That poll was taken the end of May during the height of the pandemic shutdown before the riots and protests that followed George Floyd's death. Also taken before the surge of Democrats who support defunding the police. Now, this is what's going to happen here, folks. Like I told you when the program began, I've got a friend out there very frustrated that the media is covering up the fact that Joe Biden's brain isn't working. And I admit that that's a frustrating thing, but the media is who they are. The media is not going to highlight the shortcomings of the Democrat presidential candidate. And it was the same thing with Hillary. No, Hillary had all kinds of physical problems. She couldn't get on a bus. She couldn't walk downstairs. Hillary Clinton, the worst thing that she could ever do was go out and be seen and heard in public. When she stayed quarantined and sequestered, her numbers went up. She was not a likable person. Well, Biden's got somewhat similar problems. He doesn't make sense when he speaks. He literally, and it's getting worse. It's getting really, really bad. But the Democrats are not going to change a thing. They're not going to replace him because Biden is never going to be president. We don't really know who is going to be president. That's the thing about Biden's candidacy. If Biden wins, somebody's going to be president that didn't run for it, that didn't raise any money for it, that never once met any voters, that didn't go out and present his or her ideas. Biden is purely a placeholder. And largely because no other Democrat was able to oust him and he can coalesce the black vote. If the drive-by media were to ever literally expose Biden's mental problems, it would be over. Now, I will say there's one caveat. The Democrat Party today and its voters are so consumed with raw, savage hatred then I don't think for a sizable percentage of them it would matter. Biden could be presented as the mental deficient that he is, and it wouldn't matter to them because their hatred of Trump is such that they would vote for a rabid bat instead of Trump. It doesn't matter. But there is a group of people to whom it would matter. And it's this very group Selena Zito is writing about, the seasoned citizens, because they know. They know about the problems with Alzheimer's and dementia and other shortcomings that result from having age-related brain disorders. And Biden has plenty of them. And if they were to ever find out, if they were ever to see, if it were ever presented to them just how lacking in mental acuity Joe Biden is, it wouldn't be a contest. They are not going to vote for this. The Democrat Party, and they cannot afford for Biden to come out of the basement, particularly in an unscripted, like a debate, or just a random traditional press conference. They can't permit it. It's getting to the point where they can't even trust him on a teleprompter. Now, Joe Biden, remember the debate, one of the debates where he just stopped in the middle of making a point that was senseless. Nobody knew what he was talking about. He said, "My time's up." Remember that? That is his out. When he said, "My time's up," he's forgotten. He doesn't know what he was saying. He doesn't know what he was going to say. He has no idea what he was talking about, no idea what to say next. So he's, my time's up. And he has a number of different behaviors like that give away the fact that he can't maintain a train of thought. So I'm telling you that Democrats and the drive-bys, the media, are living in mortal fear. How do they literally keep this guy sequestered for the next 117, 18 days without people getting suspicious about it? The thing that helps them is COVID-19. Look, I have to take a break. I just saw the clock hang up. We're coming right back. There's much more.
All right, Limbaugh Show app. It's on the cutting edge of digital evolution.
We have added push notifications to the app. You'll get a push notification. You tap on that, and bam, you are taken right to the beginning of the program.
Download it free at the App Store or Google Play. Then upgrade to Rush 24/7 for full member benefits. You are listening to the EIB Network. News Radio 1200 WOAI. If you need more prayer and want to grow your faith, Pray.com is the #1 app for daily prayer and bedtime Bible stories. With Pray.com, you can hear the Bible come to life and listen to bedtime Bible stories that help you relax your mind and strengthen your spirit. Let the word of the Lord comfort you. Download Pray.com, the #1 app for prayer and sleep.
Time's running out to win $7,000 a week for life from Publishers Clearinghouse. Enter now at PCH.com and you could win $7,000 a week after week for life. Don't miss your chance to win because $7,000 a week for life is ready to be awarded on August 31st. Go to PCH.com and enter before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 8/26. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
I'm Vic Meredith with BizDoc. Your business needs to cut costs. If you're not a BizDoc client, the copier rep that put you in copier jail is likely using this crisis to put you in a new, long-term agreement using a false benchmark, your current payment. Don't fall for it. All banks backing copier payments are offering deferrals with no interest. Don't ask your local copier company. You need to identify the bank behind the payment. If you're asked to sign anything, be careful. Call BizDoc and I'll walk you through the process. Don't let an opportunistic copier company move you from copier jail to copier purgatory by refinancing your payments into a new agreement. A benevolent competitor offered their valued customer a 22% payment reduction, 4 months deferral, and all new equipment. Sounds great? No! The reduced payment disguised more refi than new equipment. BizDoc was less than half of what the client was spending. Keep calm, copy on, and call BizDoc. 545-5959. BizDoc.
Thomas J. Henry is more than just a law firm. We are also one of the largest legal employers in Texas, and Glassdoor named us one of the best places to work in the nation 2 years in a row. We also give millions back each year to our local communities through local sponsorships, events, and fundraisers. Learn more about us at tjhlaw.com. That's tjhlaw.com. San Antonio, Texas.
Fly fry again this summer. This is Noah Ryan. Go with the pros that can beat back the hot Texas sun. Save your money. American Standard. Peace of mind is everything in this biz. Comfort the way you like it.
Make a right call. The one, the only, the original Aramendia. South Texas's largest independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. The good guys. Comfort you can afford. Call us. TACL 447-668.
This is Charlie Parker, and another chance at $1,000 coming up in less than 5 minutes, right here on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Okay, I made a mistake. My website does not have the video. That's the 250 plus new features in iOS 14. The video takes an hour and a half. I'll send the web page the link for that, so if you want to look at it, you can. We do have the story up from 9 to 5 Mac on the public beta being released today, and in that story is the Apple website to sign up for public beta if you want to try it. Here is Linda in Daytona Beach, Florida. Great to have you with us. Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Linda in Daytona Beach. Is anybody there? What? What's the problem? Did I go to the phones and nobody was ready for me to go to the phones? Every line is dead. I'm waiting for an answer. Apparently, if you're on hold out there, folks, do not hang up. Whatever you're doing, don't hang up. I suspect what happened, they didn't expect me to go to the phones here, and now they're lying to me to do. Well, really? All right, but just if you're on hold, if you're still on hold, if you haven't been disconnected, do not hang up. And there's some great people on hold out there. Some great calls today. Frustrating. At any rate, we'll work on. We've got the phone system's locked down, is what I'm being told. There is an incredible story here out of Houston that I'm going to be putting a couple pictures up on the Ditto Cam for those of you who subscribe or members at Rush 24/7 to see. Here's the upshot. On Tuesday, a pro-Trump media personality, Ashley St. Clair, tweeted a screenshot of a really disgusting threat that she received, writing, "This is why I own guns." The message she received said, "I'm going to find where you live, and I promise I'm going to effing murder you with my bare hands, and then I'm going to rape your corpse after setting it on fire." Stupid C-word. Well, the sender is a teaching assistant at the University of Texas, San Antonio. Hang on for more. Don't go away.
This is Charlie Parker, and WOAI has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword RICH to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in the nationwide contest. That's RICH, R-I-C-H, RICH to 200-200. And good luck from News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, and iHeart Radio Station.
With coronavirus cases in Texas child care facilities rising, parents face uncertainty as they try to decide whether to entrust their children to child care centers or not. According to the state health agency, at least 1,335 people have tested positive. About a third of the cases were children and the rest were staff. Although health officials are tracking overall numbers, they're providing very little information about where and how the virus is spread in child care facilities. That's leaving parents and caregivers little information to make decisions about their children's safety. As Texas experiences a surge of coronavirus infections, more than 1,244 people applied for unemployment claims last week, an increase of 21.4% compared to the week before. It was the second week in a row that the number of claims rose since mid-March. Nearly 2.8 million people have filed for unemployment benefits in Texas. I'm Charity McCurdy.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
Good afternoon. Still construction on the southeast side, 37 southbound at 410. They're blocking the exit ramp. A few minutes of delay on your way in. 281 northbound between Loop 410 and 1604. For the moment, about a 5 or 6 minute travel time. 1604 eastbound between 281 and 35. The usual 10-minute drive at current speed. And 10.
WOAI